listing since listing in August. It's been a bit of a wild ride since then, so I'm just going to give you a bit of an update on what we've been up to and how it's all been going. Presentation has been lodged this morning with the ASX, and people in the room we have printed copies available, and we'll be putting this up on the web as a video in the next couple of days, so please follow along. Anyway, thank you, and there is some important, on page 2 there's some important statements, important information, particularly with regard to historical exploration results and visual observations. Just please take note of those as you move through the presentation. Next page, we have a photo of some core. This is particularly a momentous piece of core, not because it's mainly the best piece of core, but it's the first piece of core, it's that first vein. So within months of listing, we have drilled, and we have seen now what Yellowjack has to offer, and we're currently awaiting results. So I'll give you a bit more information on that as we move through the presentation. So on the next slide, we talk about GDM strategy. So our aim when we went to market was to bring 4 projects, bring them along. 3 of them have got near-term development potential. As Paul said, they're in good jurisdictions, they're in good ground, and they give us the ability to bring near-term cash flow to the company. So we're very keen on doing so. We'll talk a little bit about each of those projects now. So on the next page, we have some highlights. As I touched on a few moments ago, we've been working since the IPO, $5 million raised, 50% oversubscribed, as Paul said, and the price has been sticking there nicely. We hit the ground running. We've within weeks of listing, we put out our maiden JORC resource for Yellowjack, 51,000 ounces of gold. There's more to come there, I believe, so we're looking forward to that. Straight after that resource, we jumped straight in with drill rig on site. That rig has finished as of last week. We put out an announcement this morning, so there's a few more details about that coming up. That drilling, obviously it allows us to get more grades and to confirm the historical stuff, but it also allows us to get metallurgical test work done, geotechnical work, and leads into feasibility study and hopefully a mining lease application in the short term. So that's more to see here. We've now just completed our mobile preparation laboratory, so that's ready to roll out. That lab includes a portable XRF, which allows our geologists and field personnel to actually see what's going on the ground on the day, which then limits the amount of expense we need to do for analytical results. So it's a very important piece of kit. We are progressing with all of our projects. We've had people on the ground with all 4 projects now since listing, so 3 months has been a busy period. So on the next page, we go into the Chevron diagram of what we've been up to. So you can see that there's tick boxes there for Yellowjack for JORC resource and drilling undertaken. There's tick boxes there for Cunambula, Devils and Cape projects. All projects have had on-ground work done, as well as a significant amount of behind-the-scenes work looking at other data that's been made available. So I'll touch on that next. On the next page, summary of Yellowjack. Nice big photo of some beautiful looking drill core. It's one of my favourite shots. This was a nice wide intersection, visual observations only, of course. We're awaiting those numbers. The analytical results will come through in the next few weeks, and hopefully be able to put out an announcement early in the new year or late this year if the labs allow it. Maiden resource, 51,000 ounces, as I said, 20-hole drilling program completed, aiming for a low capex mine because there's existing infrastructure and existing plants nearby. We're a nice easy one to get into, so we're certainly looking forward to that. There are other upsides on that site. There's further extensions to go, I believe, on that resource. There's also antimony present on that same site, so there's more good news to come. On the next page, quick summary of Devil's Mountain. It's one of our senior geos was up there just recently, found some exciting, geologically exciting, I should point out, pieces of rock, which are sitting with the labs as well at the moment. And he also got to proof, ground truth, the presence of the Gibraltar Rock Porphyry system. So this is a recent addition to our portfolio. It happened just prior to IPO, so there was not a lot of detail there. But we've certainly worked up the historical data on that Gibraltar Rock, and we'll be able to tell you a bit more about that in the coming months. The next page, we go on to Peninsular. We've done some ground truthing there. We've also put the kind of compensation agreement to the principal landowner, so that's moving along quite nicely. And again, we look forward to getting that in the new year. And the final, the next page, the final project, Kate, had 2 geologists up there. They actually only came back last week, so we managed to sneak that in at the end of the field season. While they were there, they managed to find evidence of the historical Barron vein system there. There's a photo there of some of those veins and some interesting rocks that have come back from that. Those samples are due to go to the lab next Monday, so we'll get some numbers back in the new year on those, I believe. But again, very exciting project and looking forward to progressing that in the future. Next page is the obviously the most important of all, corporate information. Not my favourite topics, but the most important thing here is that we're sitting up just under 30 cents on a VWAP basis, 30-day VWAP. So the share price is holding up nicely. Our market cap is 50% above where it was on listing, which is just for a small cap gold company in the current market, we're quite proud of that achievement. Other information on that sheet if you want to do it. The last page on the end is one of my favourite photos. Your directors out in the field, learning what flies taste like and looking at real cool. So that's it from me. If there's any questions, please let me know via email or here today. And I hope you all have a happy Christmas and Merry New Year. Merry Christmas and New Year.